late night show. We're super excited. Naha, hello. My name is Shailene Joseph. On my mother's side, I'm from Fort Belknap, Montana, the Aani people, or what the government calls the Gros people. On my dad's side, I'm Koikon Athabaskan from Tanana, Alaska. Those are my two places that I'm from, and super stoked to be here. I work for the Native Wellness Institute and also a part of a project, the Indigenous 20-somethings Project. And it's a group of really amazing people who the whole goal is to end historical and intergenerational trauma and really go abundant space forward with our people, for our people. Quick announcements. We'd like to thank the Noise Foundation and NICWA, the National Indian Child Welfare Association, for funding these talks, these conversations. Just really excited to be here, and I'll kick it over to Josh.
Dope. Hello, Malto Mao. Yeah, Boni. My name is Joshua Cocker. Like Shailene said, I was born in New Zealand. My dad's side is from Tonga, and my mom's side is Kiowa. So now we're in the southwest region of Oklahoma. For any of the Kiowas watching, my family's at Toivo and Paddleton, so over in Carnegie Ways. And super happy to be here with everyone. Again, thank you to the Noise Foundation and NICWA for putting this on, or for helping us get these up and going. And super stoked to be here with all of you guys tonight. We have some pretty incredible people. If you guys saw our flyer that we put out, we have a few of our friends from across the sea coming to visit us in a little bit. And then Grandma
will be here at the very end.
All right.
For those of you who have been watching our late nights, we have every time at the end, Grandma comes and gives us a quick visit. And so I'm super excited for that. Before I bring our two guests in, a lot of the time in whether it's our late night shows or the regular power hours during the week, because we do have them every day. Tomorrow we start week 7, and I'm just like mind blown. So every day of the week for 7 weeks, we've been doing live streams and the Friday night late night shows. A lot of it is about relationship and relationship building. It's a really interesting time now to continue relationships through a screen. Josh and I have been doing this training these last couple of days with some of our mentors. And it's been really cool because for the first time, it didn't feel like we were behind a screen because we were doing so much relationship building together. So it's been really cool to see this transition in this new time. And for those of you who didn't see our last streams, Josh had mentioned, our mentor, and our other two friends who are in the waiting room, they know this man, Papa Charlie, was talking about how this time is a special time and how most people are like, man, I can't wait for this to be over. That in his mind, he can't, he wants this to be longer because it's a time where it's a time of transition and where we can really take be in a space where we can focus on what is really important, our families or ceremonies, or taking the time to learn all these different tasks that maybe we couldn't do while we were living in that busy, hectic world. So yeah, it's a state of mind, I think, switch. You want to say anything else, Josh, before we bring in our guests?
Nah, bring them on in.
All right, guys, I'm super excited. I can see them in the waiting room. Yeah. And so here we go. We'll bring them in. And I'm really excited for y'all to meet them. And we'll let them give them their own intros. Hey, guys.
Kia ora. Tēnā korua.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko ai tēnei noho nei, ko Chrissy tōku ingoa, he uri tēnei no ngāwi whānui o muri whenua, woohoo! Kai te hiku o te ika. My name is Chrissy. I hail from the far north, which is the tail of a fish at the top of New Zealand. Yeah, kia ora.
Well, tēnā rata te katoa, ko ai tēnei noho nei, ko te ao tōku ingoa, he uri tēnei no te aupouringa te autanga Hauiti. So I too hail from the far north. My father's from the far north, and my mother is also from up there, and she's also from down Gisborne or the East Coast. So yeah, tēnei te mihi atu kia korua. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you guys for being here. I was like, so we were asking, we had, your mom had requested that you guys come on with us. And I was like, yes, this is what I've been telling you. And like, okay, I was really trying to think. I was like really trying to go on my memory. I was like, when did I meet them? And it's been years. And it's like crazy how time flies and how much has happened since then. And then even you guys bringing everybody over here. Yeah, it's been really exciting. So cool. I think just to kick it off, some of the questions that were requested that we asked. First of all, how are both of you doing in quarantine over there?
At the moment, to be completely honest, I've enjoyed being home, with family. I live in a house with my two sisters, my gorgeous nephew, my partner, mum, and then my sister's partner. So although, usually we're always on the go, we're always running around and working and things like that. It's been really nice just to sit and be amongst everyone and just have dinner at the table at the same time. Like those little things have been really, really precious for myself, and being able just to cook everything and anything in the kitchen with my sisters. You don't get that very often. But on the other side of that too, I suppose one of the most challenging things is if you're a social butterfly, it's been really hard because you yearn for that hug from your friends, or that embrace that you usually would get from cousins or family who don't live with you. So that's probably the hardest thing for me at the moment. But yeah, how's your one been?
I'm similar to Chrissy as well. So my household has pretty much my siblings that are from here. So my sister, my brother-in-law, my uncle, my mum. So our household is pretty full on, and my niece as well. But it has been really awesome for us as a whānau during the rahui that we were able to come together and still be able to work. So we've been fortunate enough during this time to still have mahi. Some of our whānau haven't been though. So I guess for us, it's just been, learning a new way to operate. But for us though, it has been really awesome to be able to just, noho haumaru and just chill at home. Normally our lifestyle is quite full on. We're out all the time. We might not even be in the country half the time as well. So it's been really nice to be able to just sit and chill out and catch up with our families. A lot of the time too, we don't see our families that often. And then all of a sudden over the last 4 to 6 weeks, everybody's been catching up over Zooms and having family nights. So it's actually been really awesome for myself and my family. So yeah.
I feel like that's similar here. Like I'm here. I'm so thankful. I think about it all the time to be quarantined with my family. Let's see, I got 3 of my brothers here, my mom and her partner. Y'all remember Will? Yeah, my brother Shadrin and Tristan. Oh, I guess it's only 2. And then every so often we have my niece. If you hear little feet running, that's gonna be her. She just turned 3, and then but yeah, it was a major switch for us. I was supposed to be gone for 4 months, and then it was just boom, we're home. And then I was a hard adjustment because I'm just being on the go. And then I was okay, now I can do this. And then I was telling myself this is gonna be great. Just being home, this is gonna be great. And then a couple days in, I was travel. But yeah, after I finally got over all of it, it's been so nice to just be home. And the creative flow, on that tip, has just been crazy. Just I don't know, I've been doing all kinds of things that I've never done before. So that's been cool.
Cool.
What you got?
Yeah, I feel like it's been the same over here. Right now, I'm in Southern California, so currently I'm in the Chumash village, Kalawashak, but now it's called Santa Ynez. Living here with my partner. So I'm far from all my Kiowa people. I'm far from most of my Tongan people, actually, too, because they're over in Santa Barbara, which is a mountain range away. But not that we can hang out, quarantine and all. But it's been pretty cool to be here during this time. My sister, Rachel, just moved over from Mount Albert, which is in central Auckland, back home in New Zealand. And she moved over right before the quarantine. And we were at Disneyland for my birthday the day that it was all announced. And so we were there for the last day. It was pretty cool. And all pretty stuck because we wanted to be there a little bit longer. But it was dope to have my sister here and my nephew. But I've actually been keeping pretty close tabs on what's happening back in Aotearoa, especially my parents living in Te Aratū. Just seeing what's going on. Like, it was awesome to hear about the Easter egg hunt, the nationwide Easter egg hunt, that everyone like colored in their eggs and stuff. My niece like showed us pictures of people's houses, like random people's houses with their addresses and faces and everything. I was like, might not be safe, but it was awesome to see him. And my little brother lives, dang, I can't remember where.
Is he in Auckland?
Yeah. But Orewa.
Sure.
Almost
Way up there, man.
He's up north somewhere.
And his big thing was after the level 3 came out, like they were gonna do it in a week and a half or so. He called every one of us. You know, my older brother's in Australia. He called us here in the States, my parents in Auckland, and he was just trying to coordinate some kind of plan to get everyone to go to the same KFC. They have a newborn, so they can't go in together. But they were like, we should all drive through, as a parade. So that was pretty cool. Super.
Yeah, we had people over here who were doing walkthroughs through the drive-throughs just to reminisce on what it was like to get KFC.
During the time when it wasn't open. It's been crazy over here too. Like, once we got out of lockdown, because we like in New Zealand or in Aotearoa, we had to be in lockdown for 4 weeks, so that was level 4. So only certain things were open, or essential places were open. So once we found out, people found out that we were heading into level 3, it was crazy. Like the first day, we had to go to Manurewa. So I stay in Papakura. Manurewa is about 15-minute drive. It's like another little suburb. And we drove to drop something off, and all the lines everywhere for every takeaways was like so long. It was crazy. People were waiting up to like an hour, 2 hours just for a feed.
Because it was just drive-through.
Yeah.
You were only allowed to do drive-through. And it came out, the lines were out onto the main road through traffic lights.
Like Gisborne, where I was talking about, certain areas only have one like takeaways or like one drive-through. So like the one in Gizzy was so long. It was like all the way down their main street, and it's just crazy. It was.
I was like looking at everybody's stories from over there, and like we're in it for the long haul. Like, I don't care if this is 2 hours long. I'm getting this burger, and I was like, that's commitment.
Yeah, it was. And because what we're trying to do is encourage, I guess, our whānau and community to support local businesses during this time as well. So they're able to be open. Obviously, it's it's contactless delivery or pickups and stuff like that, or be deliveries. But we're trying to encourage our whānau to support local. Like, awesome, you want your McDonald's and KFC, but maybe have a look at the cafe or the takeaways down the road to just support them during this time too. So
Definitely.
The local cafes, man. All I can think about right now is a mince and cheese pie. Phoenix, like guava juices or apple guava stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Pies are a very massive miss for a lot of people in our hood. Because with the groceries, the essential, obviously supermarkets and stuff, so you have to get food. You're only allowed one person from your bubble. So one person from your household was allowed to go in. And I remember I went in and my partner was just like, I really want a pie. I walked in and I'm not even kidding, they had 5 pies for $5. I was like, I got you. I'm chucking these all in the freezer. I'm going back to work next week. I got you. Just those little things you do miss, but obviously we know we don't need them every day, but you appreciate the small things, and during time.
No, and I love that you're encouraging everyone back home to support local businesses too. I think that's really important and something that hasn't quite happened here, at least in Southern California very much. Definitely needs to happen though, because we need to keep those people afloat. We're going to get through this, but in the meantime, we got to still eat, and if we can, try to support those local people. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, they'll be the ones that be affected the most, with the economy going down. The big supermarkets and stuff, they'll stay afloat for a long time, but our local businesses will be the ones that will be feeling it really hard. So, like Tao said, just encouraging our whānau to support local and buy local. Why not?
Yeah, I think that's a big topic here today in the States. Today, I was seeing it all over my Instagram, was like to boycott or to not use, what is it? Amazon, Whole Foods, all of these like big businesses, because they're not really looking out for the safety of their workers, especially in this time. And so, yeah, I think like supporting local has been a big topic over here too. Just the importance of it. I think like small businesses or local businesses or even like our own, like all of these like big transitions that we've had to make, yeah, have been like super important. So for those of us who don't know or don't understand, do you guys want to explain what the difference between level 4 and level 3 is? Because we don't have that here in the States.
Yeah, cool. So like we said before, we live in a big household, but obviously the walls in my lounge aren't separated. There's only one.
It's open.
So I'm just trying to hint to my whānau on the other side of the lounge if they could be quiet, please, during this time. Anyways, so yeah, just to explain, sorry, whānau. Just to explain, we about a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, like 5 weeks ago, sorry. We were told that we were going into lockdown.
Yeah.
So lockdown for us, at the moment we have obviously level 1 to level 4. Level 4 stipulated that everybody had to stay home, stay in your bubble, stay safe.
Yeah.
And like Chrissy was saying, if you are wanting to leave, it was only essential workers. So if you worked in the supermarkets, in the hospitals or clinics, if you worked with the gas stations, all of that. So it was only really essential workers or specific workers that could go to mahi, physically leave your bubble. There were certain things that you had to do as well to make sure that when you were coming back that you were safe. So there were all these different steps that you had to take. And that was for 4 weeks. So our Prime Minister stipulated that for us. And it was a great move, especially because our I guess, cases were climbing. Every day they were, I guess, getting higher and higher. So she wanted to obviously flatten the curve, or I guess smash it really, to make sure that there was nothing here over in Aotearoa. So we went 4 weeks in that. And however, during the time as well, Te Kao Te Rangatai, who's the organisation that we both work for, and that's how we met these awesome people from Native Wellness and I20SP. Did I get that right? So through our organisation as well, we were stipulated as essential workers, especially specifically to the whānau that we support, which are Māori Pacifica and their whānau. So we also came out of our homes or our households or our bubbles to support our whānau that needed support during that time. So that was for a solid 4 weeks. We extended a week just so that everybody could sort themselves out. So during that time, schools were closed, kindies, kohanga, kura, all of that kind of stuff, they were all closed during that time. And so we had 1 week to sort ourselves out. And then this has been the first week back. So after Anzac Day, which is a day that we celebrate over here, was when we were going to level 3. So level 3 extended to those that are either working in construction, that are either teachers. So what they were trying to do is if you were and can you speak quiet, please? So we had those that we're either working in construction, all of that kind of stuff. Different stores could open up again. So like we were talking about before, takeaways, all of those kinds of places could open. However, everything had to be contactless. So like pubs and club, all of those cafes, restaurants, they couldn't reopen for you to go in. So you could extend your bubble as well to certain whānau, or if during that time was kind of hard, if you're wanting to go into another bubble. So we're still trying to stick to, I guess, the strictness of level 4, but certain things could be open or can be open. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So we're at level 3 for 2 more weeks, hopefully. But we're just waiting to see how things go. If you were going back into your workplace or your office,
Yeah.
you still had to make sure that it was COVID-19 like safe. So there were certain things that you had to put in place for your workspace as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. So we're at level 3, first week, and we're waiting to hear back from our Prime Minister on how things will go from this point.
Yeah. So much different. Like over here, we have like stay-at-home orders, but they're not really enforced. At least not over here. They're not enforced. I don't know about California.
Not what I've been seeing at all. Actually, there's a protest today that I drove past, and everyone was all bunched up, and they're like, "Give me liberty," you know. They're part of the "We need a haircut" crew.
Yeah. I was just telling you guys right before that there's people like protesting the pandemic, and we were like,
Yeah.
we were like, because it's like I don't know. I don't understand, and especially like just the severity of it, right? Like this thing first started, right off the bat, we were hearing about people who were getting sick and like only making it like 3 days, and hitting really close to home quick. And so, like right off the bat, because Will, you guys know Will, had just beat cancer like just prior, and so he's been a year beating cancer. So he was one of those people that were like compromised. So our house took it like real serious, real quick, which has also been like, you know, it's been kind of fun, you know, hanging out with everybody. Shadron made these like miniature bows. Oh, I should have brought them on. And you can shoot pens. We haven't given them to my niece yet, but we'll see how it goes.
Do it.
But right, like, you know, I guess the next question would be, especially to youth, because I think over here in the States, it's been a big struggle for like our young people to stay home, right? And to really think about what this means for community. So I guess that'd be the next question is like, what would your message be to the young people in this time?
Want me to do this one? You can do this one.
Yeah. I suppose I got asked this question a couple of weeks ago as well, because at one point, the young people were the ones being infected the most. I suppose my view on it was I remember being told about going into lockdown, and then with that came like statistics about who was going to be affected the most, which age group. And I feel like maybe the young people interpreted the message the wrong way, because we were being told, you know, if you're between the ages of, I don't know, 16 and 30, you're not really affected.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, that age group had been the most infected, you know, whānau and stuff like that. So I suppose one of the messages would be, it's not hard to just stay home. You know, I know we all have different dynamics in our whare and in our houses, and yes, everyone is different, but staying home is not that hard. Like I was talking to some of our rangatahi. I run a group with young people, and their idea of staying home when it got announced, they're like, woohoo, I can Netflix, I can eat whatever I want, I can do this. 4 days into it, and they were like, oh, this is so boring. You know? Just staying home and not taking into consideration the extent of what that looked like. You know, you think, woohoo, fun, I don't have to do anything, I don't have to do any work. But, you know, having the mental capacity to keep yourself up and going and running or doing something, that does take a lot. And depending, I suppose, on what type of home environment you're living in, it will play a big part on how hard or how not hard it is to stay at home. But yeah, just, you know, I suppose it just teaches us, or just listen. It's not hard to listen, you know, but at the same time, it does test a lot of the waters for our young people. You know, they're so used to just having that certain amount of freedom where they can go hang out with your mates and things like that. But they're going to grow up being able to tell this story to their kids in the future. Like, oh, what was it like in 2020? You know, I've seen some really hilarious memes, but in reality, it was challenging. But having someone there to support you to stay, you need to stay home, or, allocate someone in your household to be the grocery shopper or to be the whatever. Even if it's you, that's your sense of, I get to get out of the house for like an hour to go do grocery shopping. So yeah, it's a challenging question, but with a very simple answer, if that makes sense. Yeah. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I think for us too, it's just realizing that you're entitled to your feelings. So if you want to be angry and upset at what's happening, that's totally fine. If you're wanting to just relax and do your own thing and sleep, that's fine. All of those things are okay during this time, because it's such a new thing for everybody that everybody's having to adjust to.
Yeah.
I think my biggest message is to learn how to be patient. I think that's a big thing that we're learning is patience.
Yeah.
During this time. But I think it's just validating our rangatai to say that things will be okay. We will get through this. And what we're finding over here is a lot of the whānau that we serve within our community don't have, the freedom that we would necessarily have. So that's what I was talking about, that we're very fortunate and grateful to have what we have.
Yeah.
And the way that we're getting to live out, live through this or live it out. So I guess it's to those that might not even have access to the internet or to a device to be able to, explore things online or to see what's really happening.
Yeah.
Just to kind of noho haumaru, things will be okay in time to come. But yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing for us is to learn how to have some patience.
Yeah.
Which is something that we're all learning too.
Yeah, no matter the age, you're still learning.
I feel like I'm constantly learning that one. Every time I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I have mates who are writing countdowns, sharing countdown gifts on their Instagrams, yes, we've got 5 days left, and then, hello, we're going into level 3. They're like, no.
Yeah. Josh, do you have any questions?
Not really. I'm really happy with it just makes me happy to see how things are going back home in New Zealand. A lot of the world, I gotta say, has their eyes on what's going on politically back home, but also just watching you guys' stories and seeing the outreach that you were able to do during that time was pretty cool. Seeing you guys go out and deliver food, and then constantly trying to post things on your stories to uplift those who do watch it. Shailene and I included definitely appreciated that. Just love the work that's going on over there, and I think that it's you guys have all said as a nation, as a Maori people, as an indigenous people, you guys really set the bar really high, and so we're grateful. I'm grateful for that leadership. That's what I have to say.
Thank you.
All right, here's my next question. Dang, I should just be an interviewer. That's my new job.
I got this.
It's me and my cub over here. So tell me, please. So I think we've been in this what they call it, that someone said social quarantine, and then someone else called it social caring, right? Looking out for others. So in this time, what have you been doing to kind of take care of yourself, your own your own mental well-being? At camp we were talking about mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, right? So what are the things that you guys do in this time to take care of yourselves?
Who wants to go first?
You go.
Yeah. This is going to be really small for some people, but sleeping in, learning to stay in bed is okay, and being okay with that. Other than the fact we have to get up for hui in the morning, for work weeks, but that's been a massive achievement on, I suppose, my end, because if for example, if the room is a mess, I can't go to sleep in it because I just have to have a clean room. So it'll take a long time for me to get to bed till everything's done. And then in the morning, I feel like I have to get up because I have to start something else. We were talking about, you're so used to being on the go that when you actually sit still, sometimes you feel guilty about sitting still because you're not used to it. And you start questioning your productiveness, I haven't done enough of this, or heck, I need to do this, I didn't achieve that. So you go to bed feeling a little bit down. But just learning to be okay with sitting still you know, if that makes sense. I remember, I think me and Josh were messaging, you were talking about our different gardens. I must say, bro, I'm very proud of my broccoli. It's growing. Got broccoli, you know, that's another thing as well, just the appreciation for the art of food, like just growing food, cooking food, you know, learning to like how much is too much is another art as well. You know, this is so easy just to go to the fridge every day and, oh, just have some of this and I'll have some of that. You know, just balancing that out as well. But I suppose one of the biggest things I've learned for my well-being is it's just taking time to enjoy family, you know, and I've said that before and I'm probably going to say it over and over again, but I can't stress enough how important it is to just love on your family for everything they are, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, the waking up in the morning, you got puckers in your eyes and your hair's up the chute, and you know, just you just accept them for everything that they are. And my nephew, he's our alarm clock in the morning. So yeah, I suppose that's the biggest thing that I've gotten out of this rahui or this lockdown, I suppose. It's just appreciating the family for who they are and the ones you have that are still here with us. But yeah, hope that all made sense.
Yeah, it did. I feel like just jumping on the back of that. Like we were saying before, or I was saying before, my lifestyle before this was very hectic.
Yeah.
And I guess just during this time of being in a rahui or in lockdown, it just has really taught me to slow down and slow up and just like relax a bit, knowing that we have deadlines to make and all of these sorts of things, and you know, whānau to meet and all of that kind of thing. But it's really taught us a new way to deal with our whānau too, which like kind of contributes to my mental well-being too, is just to make sure that for me, if I know I'm all right, then I know I can help my whānau. So it just keeps me like, okay, cool. If there's anything that I need to deal with, then I'm just chilling. Like I'm chilling in bed, like just relaxing for a day or so. And then re-encouraging our kaimahi or our co-workers that they can do that as well. So it's just like making sure that everybody knows that we're in this kind of together. So that's kind of helped me during this time too. It's just like, oh yeah, cool. Mum's relaxing because my mum, she's quite like up at 6 o'clock in the morning, like I gotta do this and I gotta do that. But knowing that like my mum's chilling out as well is like really like, oh, okay, cool. If mum's doing it, then I don't feel so bad if I'm doing it. But no, yeah, so sleeping has been a massive thing for us in our household. Having our own schedule too, like, you know, making sure that everybody feels like that they can just hang out and not feel like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, to make sure that this is sorted and all of that kind of stuff too. So yeah, just pretty much very similar to Chrissy, because we both live in households where it's like communal, like big whānau, like everyone's there. So no, yeah, it's been really awesome though to be able to do that. And because for us it always has been like sitting at the table together at the end of the day to be able to have those kōrero. But I guess during this time too, it's kind of shown us that we're doing it like throughout the whole day, not just catching up with ourselves at the end of the day, which is like been really cool. I think we've only had like maybe one tiff in the household, and we're like, oh yeah, yes, that's all right. Like, that's me. That's pretty good, a pretty good ratio. And I was really glad that it wasn't with me, so I was like even more like, yes, sweet ass.
That's so true though, just jumping on that, like you would think with big whānau in their house, everyone's going to have their differences because you haven't been home for so long, but no. It's the challenge is what's for dinner. Like really, that you're waking up in the morning and we're already looking at each other having breakfast, like what should we have for dinner? We got to start prepping now. Yeah. You know? So,
which is actually a competition in this house. Yeah. We have, it's like a night each. Everybody gets a certain night. Yeah. And I think just low key, Mum's winning again. But so she's just showing everybody who's boss, really.
Presentation.
And she's just like, you know, tonight we're going to Italy and all of this kind of stuff. So she'll set the house up and she'll play music and all of that kind of thing.
That's cool.
So it's been really good. I think the only thing that we haven't really ate, and the kai over here is, if you haven't been to Aotearoa, the kai here is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think for us, like, getting back into level 3. We've been like hitting up the joints that like we miss, which is all local businesses as well. So it's been really cool. There's like certain places out here, like if you don't know, there's a place called Sam Wu's and they're open as well. So like, and there's Esmeralda's, like there's all these places.
All these
that
places.
we're just like, you know, having a client and just putting it out there too. If you're from South Auckland,
We got it.
that's where the food is.
Are you guys getting paid to say this right now?
No, but you know, we're
guarantee
just
you.
ripping, like, you know, representing South Auckland.
Guaranteed, a lot of South Aucklanders, whether you grew up here and moved away, will say the same thing.
Yes. You know, we have the best pies. I think we had this argument
There was a
this one time, not argument, discussion
With
with you.
with you.
Don't do that, man.
Around
Don't do
the
that.
Pies, and I
doing?
think he was trying to tell us somewhere in Central Auckland, I was like, oh, West Auckland had really good pies. Like, no.
That's not a pie.
No.
If it's over $6, it's not a pie. It's gourmet.
What you do? You're blowing this out of proportion. Now people all over New Zealand are gonna hear this and they're gonna have some kind of opinion. Oh, he doesn't even live here anymore. I know what a good pie is. Okay? I'm telling you, the Mangere Bridge has some pretty good pies. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Hong Kong
And
bakery.
Mangere Bridge is where? In South Auckland.
Kia ora. Yeah.
Putting it out there.
I think just to add on to the food, I don't know if you saw on some people's stories, they were like acing the Big Mac recipe from McDonald's.
I did see
And
that,
people
yeah.
were making their own, like KFC fried chicken.
Yeah.
It became, in my opinion, I think it became like a full-on who's got the best Instagram story about how they made their Big Mac or their, you know, like someone should have won a prize for that. But it got really, you know, McDonald's, you know, your Big Mac might not be all that great after everyone's figured out how to make it.
Pretty much.
Start businesses in the home, cook for everybody there.
Yeah.
That's how it is here. Well, not businesses or, you know, cooking for everybody, but we've been like trading who gets to cook. And so everybody does it individually, except for me and Shadron do it together.
You're on my team.
Yeah. And we've been like, I don't know, cooking all kinds of stuff. So he's the hunter in the family and then hunts with Josh. And so we've been like making like elk burgers or
Wow.
like,
Oh my god.
That looks
So good.
like everything that we missed from camp, like we've been making here.
It's good old camp
Oh,
food
that
day.
was the best.
I miss it.
We've
Yeah.
been knocking that elk burger buzz as well over here in this house. So like my request was that we make elk burgers 1 to 2 times a week, and the trade off was there's a really good like local pizza place. So we get pizza once a week, and then we have elk burgers once a week, and then in between it's like, you know, soup and the regular stuff. But it is the best night. The best night. I really enjoy like being able to stay and cook too. It's been really cool.
Yeah.
We have a 2-year-old in the home here. But yeah, he's our kid, so it's not just like some random 2-year-old. But we don't care.
There's some
Yeah.
two-year-old
We just found him. Our boy gets up so early. He's like up and running around at like 5:30 most days, and he'll come and he can't quite open the door, so we have to like leave it kind of closed before the latch hits. So he'll just come and just like bolt through the door. So you know, I'm happy. I'm happy that there are people out there who can sleep in. Chrissy, that sounds really nice.
Oh,
Sounds
it
really
is.
nice.
Yeah, I think people would be, like, it must be nice for people that don't have children. Or like, honestly, it is. It's really good.
We think actually,
Like, honestly, yeah, we are living our best lives.
Then we've got like people like we don't have children of our own. We have a lot of nieces and nephews, and then our mummy friends. They're like,
Yeah.
must be nice to eat your own burger on your own. Like, oh,
Like, yeah, it is. Thank you.
We all have to enjoy the journey, right? No matter where we're at in our life, we just gotta get along with it. So.
And we have like a 10-year-old who's my niece. She
Yeah.
stays here too, and she sleeps in as well. I'm like, very good. Like,
yeah,
like she's up at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, oh, you're having a great You're having a great sleep in, which I love. But Naya, I think on the top of that too, because we've been trying to, because they're having to learn from home. So they have like Zoom Hui with their teachers, which is actually really good. and they've been sent out work to do. But what we're trying to do, because she's like obviously loves her iPad, and the game she plays on there. So we're like, okay, we'll give you some more time on your iPad or on your device if you do a presentation on the games you play. So she's like, yep, sweet, sorted. And so she creates this whole presentation, PowerPoint, everything. It's got like games in it. She drops links in it, and then she does it on our TV. And we're like, wow, this is really good. I'm just like, how old are you again? And so she did one on Roblox, which is the game she plays, and she's done another one on TikTok, and then last night she done one on her whakapapa. So she hasn't kind of learnt te reo Māori like we have growing up, but her mum is also Chinese, so she's learning a bit of her, I guess, whakapapa and her family tree, which has been really awesome for us to see. So we've got a whānau catch up tonight with my dad's family, and she has to represent it to them, and she's like, okay, if I do this though, that means that I get a whole day on my iPad. We're like, okay, but you have to do really well. You've got to spell check your presentation now. Like all of these things that she has to do, but no, it's been really cool for our whānau.
Yeah, I remember you saying she ran, and we were on Hui, on like a Zoom Hui, and she ran and she's like, I need a photo of you. She must have been trying to put together the family tree.
Put everything together. And then there was a photo up. She had a practice last night, and there was a photo of my mum. She's like, no, I don't want that photo. Like, take it down. But no, yeah, it's been pretty cool. Also, on the top of that, so Te Kao Te Rangatahi, we have different services. And I guess this week was the first week that Chrissy, who works in the sexual health service, she ran some virtual sexual health catch-up. So I'll let her.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I say 80% of my mahi, or the job I'm involved with, is we're out in schools a lot, or educational facilities, and we do face-to-face. So we've got classrooms, pretty similar to what you guys do, eh? You've got like little groups and stuff, and you present to them, but the challenge has been that obviously schools have been shut down over here, and how we're going to still continue to get our messages across to our young people, our rangatahi, during this time. So we gathered, we got some interest from a few whānau asking if we were doing online classes, which is really cool. And so me, Debbie Tiao and myself, we kind of sat in and discussed what that might look like. We put something together, and we ran our first puberty and reproductive system and hygiene class, which is really cool. Our young girls oh man, they're so cute. I love that age group. Must have been like 9, 10, 11 or something like that. And so, and the mums and the dads or whoever was with them were allowed to sit in with them. Fair enough, they're at home. We're going to be discussing things that aren't your usual topics that you're around when you're at school. So we were able to do that. And then yesterday? What else? Yes, yesterday. Yesterday we had another one with the age group from 14 to 16 years old. So do you remember Aretha?
Yeah.
Rita? Yeah. So she sat in as well, which is really cool. And we kind of just dove. Is that a word?
Sounds good.
Iruku. We went deeper into discussing online safety and the importance of being aware of who you're talking to, reality versus virtual, how that may impact what's going on right now during the COVID-19. So yeah, it's been really cool. It challenges your creativity, because you don't know whether or not they're on their phone on the side of the laptop and thinking they're listening. You want to keep them engaged the whole time. So even keeping it to a solid hour is perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that was really cool.
We're coming down to about 5 more minutes before Grandma has to come on. So, any last messages that you want to say?
Do you have any? I think the biggest one is I hope you two are doing well.
Yeah.
And our whānau that we met through Native Wellness and the camp that we attended last year, which was, again, still mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has been, I guess, resonating with us during this time as well. I guess last messages for us, or from myself and Chrissy, is stay well, stay safe, stay home, stay great.
Stay great.
Stay great.
See, you get it right.
I'm screenshot that, and then I'll put stay right over it.
Stay. Hashtag stay.
Awesome. Chrissy, you want to say anything?
I suppose from an Indigenous perspective as well is, like Tao said, stay, but also keep our practices alive during this time. You know, our protocols, our customs, although we're going through a time where we're not really allowed to see anybody, just try our very best to keep that alive within ourselves, because sooner rather than later, we'll be able to go back to the way things were and our practices that allow us to see one another and embrace one another. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
There you go.
I love seeing you guys' faces. It's so good to see you guys. I know that everyone over here, we're sending you guys all the love as well. We talk about you often, and by often I mean almost daily. Especially with June coming up.
Oh yeah.
We talk about you guys often, and we love you so much. And thank you so much for taking the time and dealing with the time difference, even though you guys are like a couple hours behind. But, I mean, technically ahead, a whole day ahead. But yeah. But we appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for being on. Josh, do you want to say anything before they go?
Yeah, definitely want to say thank you guys for joining us today. Awesome as always to be able to sit with you and your mana and to listen to you guys. Korero, it's always a blessing to have you with us. So thank you so much for taking the time. I love you guys.
I love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's late night show. Now we're going to have our awesome guest, Grandma, come on. We'll speak to you guys and hang out, and then Josh will come in. Josh and I will come in. We'll close it up, and that'll be our late night. So right now we're going to bring in Grandma, and then we will be right back. So we're having some technical difficulties. Josh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You. I think Grandma can hear us too, huh?
Grandma, can you hear us? Yeah. So I'm reading your lips. You can hear us. We can't hear you. So if you want to maybe do a little bit of sign language, or maybe see if you're muted. I think that one's for you, Josh.
Thank you, Grandma. Goodness, cheese, Grandma.
Yep. Thank you. Hey.
Oh, Tonga.
That's a nice one. Is that a book or a sticker?
It's a photo.
Oh.
It's a photo. That was my elementary graduation photo.
Oh, was it?
It was.
Oh, little kid in the sun, huh? Yep. Still can't hear you. All right. I'm trying to read.
Now we all look like we're muted there for a second. I'm trying to read your lips there, Grandma.
I'm just kidding. All right. With that being said, I know we have a couple of minutes. Grandma, I wish we could hear you. Oh, she's patting her heart. I'm pretty sure that she's talking about Land O'Lakes. Hey, Land O'Lakes had changed their there it is. For those of you who don't know,
awesome.
Land O'Lakes changed their branding, and they took out. She had a name. I don't know her name. She had a name, and she doesn't exist anymore. For those of you who don't know, it's been an interesting controversy for whatever reason here in the States. A lot of people are really mad about butter.
Yeah, I was really surprised about that as well, actually, how many people got all kicked up about that.
Yeah, like thousands of people gathering together about butter or about branding of butter. I don't understand. But with that being said, I think we'll end just a little bit early. Grandma's still trying to figure out their audio. I can see that. Thank you so much. I'm actually just going to keep you there. So with that being said, thank you all for joining us. I can see some of the people in the comments. Zoe, hello. Yes, Elk Burger was amazing. Ellie, hello. Dan, there's a bunch of people in here. Dang, I should have been reading this the whole time. Oh. I didn't know that you had a cat.
I didn't know that.
Thank you guys so much for joining and for tuning in, for commenting, for spending the time with us. I'm so distracted. And thank you to Chrissy and Tao for spending the time with us. It's so cool. I can see them dancing, and I wish y'all could see. And we love them dearly, and we have so much love for all of you for spending the time with us. We hope that you're staying safe. We hope that you're really paying attention to what you're doing right now, and making sure that this time is a special time for you and your family. Josh, do you want any other words?
Yeah, just before we go, I want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. We call this late night show. It was inspired because people were staying up late and didn't know what to do with themselves at night. I hope that you guys are finding good, healthy outlets and getting that sleep when you can. Super pumped to be alive during this time with my family, and I hope you guys are enjoying the time that you have as well. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a blessing, and you're special, and you're needed, and you're important, and we know that because you're here. So thank you for what you're doing too, and thank you, Grandma. I love you.
Yes, thank you, Grandma. We love you. All right, we'll see you guys when we see you. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you later.